Have you ever thought that in a world obsessed with efficiency, hustle culture, and being an independent, strong woman? Choosing to be soft or choosing to slow down in love is actually the most punk rock thing you can do. I used to think that being strong meant fighting like a man, never depending on anyone, never showing weakness. But recently, I read 2 books that acted like scalpels. They completely dissected my understanding of independence and explained exactly why our generation is so exhausted when it comes to relationships. If you feel like modern love is chaotic, or if you constantly struggle between the desire to depend on someone and the pressure to be independent, then this video is for you. This isn't about how to find a partner. It's about how to find a new faith in this chaotic world. By the end of this video, I want to tell you why I decided to stop being the perfect modern woman and instead became a radical softness activist. Hi everyone, I'm Wen. All of these thoughts started when I read 2 books side by side. The first is The Normal Chaos of Love by sociologists Ulrich Beck and Elizabeth Beck Gernsheim. The second is the classic The Art of Loving by the psychoanalyst Erich Fromm. It felt like these 2 authors were having a debate across time in my head. Before I share my personal story, I need to share 3 bombshell concepts from these masters. Otherwise, the shift in my mindset won't make sense to you. Bombshell 1 comes from Beck, the disappearance of traditional scripts. In the past, religion, class, and family defined who you were. But now, we live in an age of individualization. We are thrown into the deep end and forced to write our own biographies. We have to define success and love all by ourselves. It's too much freedom, and frankly, it's exhausting. This is the source of our anxiety. Bombshell 2 comes from Fromm. What we think is love is often just symbiosis. Fromm argues that because modern humans are so lonely, we crave union. But most of us aren't looking for love. We are looking for a symbiotic union. We either want to swallow the other person or be swallowed by them. We think this is intimacy, but it's just 2 lonely people using each other to escape reality. And the third key concept, objectivity. This is the hardest but most important one. Fromm says mature love requires the faculty of objectivity, the ability to see people as they are, not as we want them to be. Sounds theoretical, right? But something happened to me recently that made this click in a very painful way. The other morning, I got into a huge fight with my brother. It started over something small, but he got incredibly defensive. He shouted at me, "Everyone's experience is real. Don't force me to reopen old wounds." Now, the old me, I would have acted exactly like Max Baker from the show Ginny in Georgia. You know that character? The preacher? I would have tried to fix the problem immediately. I would have said, "No, you're wrong. We need to communicate to bridge this gap." I thought I was helping. I thought that was caring. But in that moment, Fromm's book flashed in my mind. I suddenly realized I lacked objectivity. I wanted to change him because I couldn't handle the anxiety of conflict. I wanted to mold him into the brother I needed, rather than accepting the hurt person standing in front of me. So I stopped. I looked at him and I tried to practice objectivity. I saw that his anger was real. His defense mechanisms were there to protect him. In that moment, I suppressed the urge to preach. Even though we were still arguing, I felt a strange sense of peace. I realized that mature love isn't about forcing someone to open up. It's about respecting their boundaries. It was a shift from symbiosis needing him to be a certain way for me to be okay to independence. I chose to respect him. That was the first time I felt a real connection. Let's go back to what I said at the beginning. Why is softness punk? In this capitalist society, we quantify everything. We treat dating like a market transaction, looking for the best ROI return on investment. We treat ourselves like projects to be optimized. We feel we always need to be strong. But these 2 books taught me that love is actually an act of faith. It's not just a feeling that you fall into. It is a discipline. It is an art. when the whole world is rushing to prove how independent and efficient they are. If you are willing to slow down, if you are willing to admit your own vulnerability, if you are willing to choose objectivity and respect someone else's life without trying to control it, that is the most rebellious punk rock thing you can do. Here is my conclusion. We don't need to be the perfect modern independent woman, nor do we need to retreat into traditional religious dogmas to find safety. We can be independent individuals who know the world is chaotic, but still choose to love with tenderness and faith. Love is my religion. If you're feeling exhausted by the chaos of modern dating or life, I hope the perspectives from Beck and Fromm give you a little bit of strength. If you're interested in a deep dive into the art of loving, chapter by chapter, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can do a proper book club for the next episode. I'm Wen. See you next time.